Good afternoon, students. So this is the continuation of the previous video of the elasticity. So in the previous two videos I have already completed what is elasticity and the relative terms regarding this. Now in the previous video I have ended the content to tell you that about the elastic potential energy, right? So today I am going to establish the relation or find the elastic potential energy. Okay, how we can capable to find the potential energy? That's by mathematics. Okay, let us begin. So as per you know that, so we are going to calculate the elastic change in elastic potential energy for a spring, right? So therefore, suppose we are considering that a force is being applied to a spring, and for that del L amount of length of the spring is being increased, right? So we already know that spring constant is K. So therefore, what will be the value of F? The value of F will be K into del L, which you can write as minus F of E. Okay. So what is this F of E? This is basically the elastic force. Already in the previous video I have discussed, right? So now when the spring is extended, then this elastic force becomes 0, right? Initially it was 0, but when I start to increase the spring with this F, so this Fe also starts to increase from 0 to at a constant rate up to Fe, right? So therefore, at the time of extension of the length of the spring, the average of this Fe is considered as Fe by 2. Okay. So what is this Fe by 2? It is nothing but your minus K of del L. Right? So therefore, at the point where we are applying the force, at that point the displacement if becomes del L, then what will be the work done? So work done is nothing but force into del L, right? So therefore, this Fe, you can replace the value of this Fe, sorry, it becomes 1 by 2 here. Okay. So if you put the value, so it becomes half K of del L into del L, right? So it becomes half K of del L square. Okay. So this is the amount of work done by the force F. Okay. Now what will be the, as I am providing the force, then that force converts or doing some work on that spring, so there is a work done. As the work done is there, so therefore what we can say? We can say that that work done is stored inside the spring as a potential energy. So according to the definition of the potential energy, we can write that the potential energy EP, that is equal to minus of minus half K del L square. So it becomes half into K of del L into del L. So this is basically F. So you can write it as F into del L. So the potential energy is nothing but the force into displacement, small displacement. Now the question arises, why this negative occurs? This negative, we can understand that as we are applying the force in this way, the restoring force or the elastic force is acting on the opposite direction. That's why this negative arises. But now my question is, why this negative? Because this is the potential energy which is being stored as this Fe is being applied on the spring. So therefore, as this work done converts into the potential energy, and when we are releasing that, so it again regain its potential energy. That means when we are stretching the spring, that energy is being, that potential energy which is stored inside the spring, that is basically used, right? So therefore this negative sign is occurring. Okay, so this is the expression of, that is, this is the expression of the potential energy or elastic potential energy. Now from after that I will go for the stress and strain. So what is stress and what is strain? So previously already you know, I think so, but again I am repeating the thing. What is stress? Stress is that defined as that when we are applying force on a body, and if the body is being deformed, and afterwards when we are withdrawing that force up due to the elastic nature of the object, there was internal force that is being produced, which helps the body to bring back its original state or original size, right? So this inside reaction force basically wants to obstruct the outer force that we are applying. So that internal reaction force per unit area is known as stress. So if pictorially we can understand this, suppose our object is there, we are applying a force on that object. So that object, there was the molecules, it also exert a force, that is internal force Fe, or you may write as the reaction force, which it exerted on this force, right, or on us where we are applying. If I push the object with my hand, it will apply on my hand, right, this Fe. So therefore why it will apply? Because this object has a certain kind of elasticity, and for this elastic nature it wants to maintain its original shape and size, right? So therefore it tried to regain its original position. So therefore this Fe is being applied on us, or where we are applying. So therefore the force that is or the reaction force per unit area is known as stress. Okay, so this is Fe, not this F. Okay, so but we also know that this F is equal to this Fe, right? So therefore you can say that this Fe we cannot calculate, right? It's not possible for us, but this F we can calculate. So therefore stress can be defined as applied force by area per unit area. Okay, so this will be basically F by A. So it is, if you see this notation, it is same as our pressure notation, right? So what will be the dimension of this stress? So dimension will be basically, what will be the dimension of force? That is ml t to the power minus 2, and this will be L2. So if this L cancelled out to each other, so it becomes like this. Okay. And what will be the unit? So similarly, force and area. So the unit will be Newton per meter square or dyne per centimeter square. Whatever you want, you can write. This is the CGL, sorry, SI, and this will be the CGS one. Right? So this is the stress. Now coming for the strain. So what is strain? For strain, basically, the relative displacement inside the body due to the external force. When we are applying the force on this body, it becomes this. If I apply this, becomes this. So this relative displacement of the molecules inside the body due to the external force, that is known as the strain. This is the strain. Okay. So how you can define this strain, or what will be the mathematical expression? So that is, in general, suppose this is the L. After applying force, that is after the stretching, it becomes, suppose the change will be del L, right? So this will become, suppose this is L1, this is L2. So this will be the change, that is L2 minus L1. So this L2 minus L1 is defined as del L, right? So for strain, you can write this, that change in original size with respect to the original one, that is L1, right? So this is basically defined as strain. Okay. So according to Hooke's law, if we go for the Hooke's law, it is saying that within that elastic limit, stress is directly proportional to strain, right? So therefore you can write in the next line, that is stress by strain is nothing but the constant, right? Okay. And as already for the strain, what is the expression of this strain? That is del L by del, right? If I consider the length. So this is also meter, this is also meter. So basically strain is an unitless quantity. So therefore, what will be the unit of this constant? That will be the only the unit of the strain, because strain is only for the stress, not for the strain, because strain is the unitless quantity. Okay. So in the next video, I will continue with the longitudinal stress strain, shear stress strain, and cubical stress strain. Okay. So thank you.